This week, we've got a new RNG box, the Rare Adventure Bundle. We'll quickly look through the quirks of this RNG box along with seeing how it works. We'll then see its real value and how it compares to other RNG boxes like the Blacksmith's Shiny Box. Now, looking at the Rare Adventure Bundle itself, it costs an average amount of 730 pearls. Not the cheapest bundle that we've seen recently, but not terribly expensive either. This RNG bundle functions similarly to some of the other bundles that we've seen before. It has 2 items that you are guaranteed to get every time you open the bundle, along with a chance of getting multiple bonus items. For this box specifically, on average, you're expected to get 3.7 bonus items, which including the 2 guaranteed items, totals 5.7 items. With that being said though, unlike some of the more recent bundles, a lot of the items in this Rare Adventure Bundle aren't as high tier and are a lot less liquidatable to silver. Items such as mount enhancement mats, stacks, Caphras, and Origins of Dark Hungers are a lot more common in this RNG box. Still though, to compare it to previous RNG boxes, we need to find the real value of this RNG box, also known as the average value you can expect when you open this box. We also need to find the average cron value to see whether it can still be worth buying for those who only want crons. Finding the value of this RNG bundle is pretty easy, as all we need to do is find the chances of obtaining each item along with the value of each item. We multiply these 2 numbers together to get the contribution each chance of obtaining an item gives to the overall value of this bundle. Adding up these contributions gives us the average value of this RNG bundle. Now, luckily for us, PA has released the chances of all their RNG boxes on the official BDO website, so we simply take those numbers and input them into our calculations. The only thing we need to change is distributing the 15% chance of obtaining another Rare Adventure Bundle to the other items in this pack. The reason we do this is if you get a bundle inside of a bundle, you get the guaranteed items again along with the bonus items, so distributing its percentages helps make up for this. Also, since we don't know the value of this RNG bundle, we won't be able to multiply the chances of getting it with any concrete number, so distributing its rates to the other items does also help this. These increased rates will be what we will be using for the rest of this video. Now, looking at the values of each of these items, we've seen most of these before as they are all pretty common items in BDO. We simply valued most of these based on the pearl value that they are on the pearl store. Some items such as the stacks and memory fragments, we simply put it as a percentage of what you would expect them to be if they were sold on the Pearl store. For example, memory fragments are usually 1/4 the value of an artisan's memories, so they are 5 pearls. Along with that, since you can get 993 crons from melting an outfit, they're generally worth around 3.424 pearls. That being said though, this can cause a little bit of a discrepancy between some items, as most players would probably want 1 cron over 1 memory fragment, and they are technically worth less. However, overall, it's still going to represent how PA wants to value these items as pearls, and we do have a cron-only valuation that we'll go over later for those who are only interested in crons. Now, beyond those simple items, there are 3 other weird items, the other 3 RNG bundles that are included inside this Rare Adventure Bundle. This includes the Rare Cronstone Bundle, the Rare Scroll Box, and the Mysterious Treasure Chest. To find the value of these items, we simply get the average expected value of these boxes using the exact same method we've been using for this video. After finding the average values, we simply input that into the value of this RNG box. Now, keeping that in mind, this does add another layer of RNG to this bundle, but average values will still be average values. Do keep in mind though, because of this box may have a higher variance compared to other RNG boxes. But now that we have the rates and values of all these items, We simply multiply them together to get their contributions and sum up their contributions to get the average value of this RNG bundle. In total, you can expect to get around a 4,288 pearl value when you open one of these RNG bundles. Considering this bundle costs only 730 pearls, that is similar to a discount equivalence of 82.98%. What that means is that buying this bundle is similar to buying the items inside at an 82.98% discount. Of course, because this is an RNG bundle, you can get more or less than the average amount, and the items you get are always going to be random. However, if you are a player that only cares about crons, we can see that this bundle still gives 2,247 pearl value of crons. This is similar to buying crons at a 67.52% discount. This is the same as getting 656 crons at a price of 730 pearls, which is about a zero point 0.9 cron per pearl. Considering how much fluff and fodder items there are in this bundle, this is quite a high cron per pearl. This does make a little bit of sense though, as we can see the discount equivalence for all items is a lot higher than most other RNG boxes, allowing this box to still maintain a high cron discount equivalence even with all of that filler. You just simply get a lot of items for your pearls. So, now that we know the average value of the Rare Adventure Bundle, how does this compare to other RNG boxes? Would it still be worth it to buy these RNG boxes now or wait for other boxes to re-release? Well, one of the best RNG boxes in the past has always been the Blacksmith Shiny boxes that has just left the Pearl store last week. We know from previous videos that the Blacksmith Shiny box gives around a 73% discount equivalence at full price and 64% for crons only. This is around a 0.812 cron to pearl ratio. Now, this is definitely lower compared to the Rare Adventure Bundle. In terms of pure average value, the Rare Adventure Bundle does become the better RNG box to buy. Granted, the Blacksmith's Shiny Bundle does have a lot less variance, and it is a lot easier to get the higher value items. But if you are a player who buys a ton of these RNG bundles, you will on average get more value with the Rare Adventure Bundle. Do keep in mind though that if you don't hit the 1% chance of getting 5 premium outfits with the Rare Adventure Bundle, it does become a lot more similar in terms of cron discount. Again, this Rare Adventure Bundle does rely a lot more on RNG compared to the Blacksmith boxes. Even keeping that in mind though, this is still pretty crazy as the Blacksmith Shiny boxes have historically been the go-to bundle for most players. The Rare Adventure Bundle having a higher average value does make it one of the highest value RNG boxes that we have seen to date. If you are a player who is okay with taking on the increased randomness of RNG boxes, especially the higher variance that this Rare Adventure Bundle has, I would definitely recommend checking out this box. On average, this is the highest value you can get for your pearls in both the general items and crons only for RNG boxes. But that's basically it for this video. This is quite a crazy RNG box, and it is interesting that PA is dropping this right after an entire month of Blacksmith Shiny boxes. I do think that the BDO community is feeling a little bit oversaturated with these RNG box sales, but I do assume PA has the numbers and know what they are doing. The more interesting thing is that this box does come with another Pearl Blessing sale along with a 15% discounted pack. We will go over these sales in another video, but I just wanted to get the valuation of the box itself out as fast as possible. Considering we know that this is one of the best RNG boxes for value that we've seen up to date, if you have extra pearls to spend, you can't really go wrong. If you have any additional questions or want to join the conversation, feel free to comment below or join my new Discord server. I love interacting with chat and will always try to answer any questions that I see there. Either way though, I do hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope to see you all next time.